Hello everyone! I'm super excited for today's haul video because I have a ton of new products that just hit the shelves at Sephora, like this lipstick that I'm wearing. It's just absolutely amazing. And Sephora did sponsor this video, but I am excited to share these products with you because they are some brands that I have used and loved, and I have some new stuff in here that I never would have tried on my own otherwise. So let me just share my thoughts with you. First, I just wanted to talk to you about this amazing lipstick by Makeup Forever. I'm just loving all things Makeup Forever. I feel like all of their brand new releases have just been spot on. But let's talk a little bit more about lipstick because I actually have been wearing lipstick, mostly creams and mattes, and I've normally tend to stay away from these kind of natural colors. I know it's weird. I almost always wear a red or a dark pink lip, but I love this color. It's supposed to be universally flattering, and I do find that it's the right balance of neutral and warm. So before I forget to mention the full name, this is the Makeup Forever Artist Rouge Cream in shade C211. Now I did receive a pretty funky navy blue. This is C603, another Artist Rouge creme lipstick. And obviously this isn't a color that most of us can wear on a daily basis, especially if you work in a very conservative professional setting, but it can be fun for cosplay or any kind of costume if you want to mix it up. Now I'm going to talk to you about a very, very popular product. This is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops, and I have the shade Moonlight, which I actually think is probably the best out of all the shades offered, and I just love this. You can use it alone, you can mix it in with tinted moisturizer, mix it in with your foundation. You could even mix it in with your moisturizer. I tend to just pat it onto my eyes, on my eyelids, and let it set, while on my cheekbones I like to shear it out on the back of my hand first and then tap it onto the tops of my cheekbones. It does give you almost a foil-like shine if you do not blend it out, but you can actually make this one quite sheer if you would like. Moving on to an actual eyeshadow, this is the Estee Edit by Estee Lauder Metallic Shadow Cream and Powder Combination in number 3 Scarlet Eclipse. It comes with a really intimidating burgundy cream eyeshadow on top, and when I put it on by itself I thought, wow, okay, I'm gonna have to resort to wearing this as a lipstick, but it's actually really easy to blend out, and when you top it with the bronze glitter, it's a loose glitter eyeshadow. When I paired the two together, it turned out really beautifully. I was super impressed. It literally took me maybe 30 seconds to apply both eyes. Now it's still sweltering hot in Southern California, but I do think that I have found my fall fragrance. This is the new Elizabeth & James Nirvana in Rose. This new addition to the Elizabeth & James Nirvana lineup is really impressive. I don't tend to gravitate towards rose fragrances anymore. After having worked in beauty for a long time, I find a lot of them either really too heavy or, you know, a little old school, but this one is quite modern, as you would expect from the Olsen twins. They're quite stylish, I think, and so I love the bottle. It is very similar in feel to the rest of the Nirvana lineup, but I find that it has more of a translucent look to the plastic. I actually like to put the fragrance behind my neck, so that way my hair smells nice. And then for my own personal benefit, I spritz one wrist and I tap instead of rubbing together, just tap. It smells delicious. I will say I do find this Elizabeth & James Nirvana Rose Eau de Parfum to be more of a nighttime scent, just because where I live it's so much hotter. If I were in New York or if I were even in San Francisco where it's significantly colder and windier, this would be my everyday perfume for fall and winter. Moving on to lashes, which are pretty much my favorite makeup accessory nowadays. I find that because I wear significantly less makeup than I did before, even just a couple years ago, I find that lashes are still something that completely transform my look as well as my entire facial structure. So I'm always down to try new lashes. House of Lashes collaborated with Sephora for this collection, and I have two lashes here, the Timeless as well as the Everlasting. Now the Everlasting is right up my alley, and I find that these slightly fuller, less structured styles work best with my round eye shape, whereas styles like the Timeless seem to work especially well on those with monolids. Like my twin sister, she loves this kind of lash, but I, on the other hand, because my eyes tend to come forward a little bit more and are a little bit rounder at the top, this kind of wispy lash works really well for me. So this is the Everlasting. I also got this House of Lashes eyelash adhesive, and I'm constantly trying new glues. I prefer black glues. This one is a clear/white, but I actually think that sometimes it's nice because I don't wear eyeliner. I know, surprise, surprise, with all of my false lashes. So this one isn't supposed to smell funny. Sometimes a lot of latex glues tend to have a very unusual, shall I say, fishy smell. It actually has a pleasant scent, kind of like flowers, but it's fresh and it's not overwhelming or overpowering in any way. So I am really excited to try this. It comes in a cute little brush-on tube, and generally I like these smaller bottles because it's easier to fit into a tiny makeup bag. Let's talk a little bit more color though. This is another cream product. I have been loving NARS. My friend Sabrina of the Beauty Lookbook has covered a lot of these sculpting multiple duos. I have it in the Copacabana and Sidari Beach 5620 shade, and I love this thing. I honestly think it's so beautiful. I don't even want to touch it or swatch it, but I will because it's part of my job. I find that this is a really beautiful, very subtle bronzer color. Even though I'm a little bit more on the tan side right now, I would say I'm medium as opposed to light medium. I do think it's a beautiful color. It's not too warm, not too muddy in any way. And of course, Copacabana is one of the classic NARS colors, and I love this slightly cool pink tone. You can use it as a highlighter for the eyes as well. Now for another hyped product, this is the Bite Beauty Multi-Stick in Gelato, and these are products that you can use all over your face. It's another cream product, and I feel like creams are really big for fall this year more than ever. Everyone's always looking for ways to decrease the bulk of our makeup bags, and just, you know, it's a little bit more economical if you think about it. It is a little bit cooler than the online swatch on Sephora's website. It's more of a neutral, not gelato colored color. It's actually a cool toned mauve with a nude base. As you can see, this one has more of a lavender tone, whereas the color I'm wearing now, in comparison, has more of a berry lean. Now for this fun packaging by Milk. This is the Milk Makeup Sunshine Skin Tint SPF 30. This is the medium shade, and I love how it has a plastic roller ball. I mean, it's definitely not something that you see every day. Surprisingly though, it does have a slightly thicker texture, which I think bodes well because that means it might bind a little bit better to the skin. I actually like a thicker tinted moisturizer just because I find that the thinner formulas tend to slip and slide around a lot, especially if they do have SPF. They tend to be a little oilier. Now moving on to some cool new skincare, I have this Dr. Brandt Magnetite Age Defier Skin Recharging Magnet Mask. Whew, that was a mouthful, but this is supposed to be a new anti-aging mask, and I find that there's a lot of these cool new products available. Masks are all the rage, and I know I personally use a lot of sheet masks, but I've been trying to resort to using a lot more of these lately just because I want something to mix up my routine, and I use the same sheet masks all the time, so I don't want my skin to plateau. I actually really love the texture of this. It is like a metallic charcoal pudding. You spread a thin layer on your face with a spatula, and then you remove it with a magnet. I don't feel like I have any permanent wrinkles setting in yet, but I do notice that when I use anti-aging products, my skin definitely looks and feels better. Now for Sunday Riley's latest product for fall, this is the Martian Mattifying Melting Water Gel Toner. I love this green color of the packaging. I wish somebody would make a person this color because I love it. I'm a huge fan of green in general. I really like camo and khaki green, but this forest green is kind of hard to find. So first of all, I love the color. Sunday Riley, good job. And this is actually supposed to instantly transform from a cooling gel to a water toner. It clarifies, it removes oil, it visibly tightens pores, and if you're looking for clear matte skin, then you should probably give this a try. All of the Sunday Riley products that I have experimented with have worked really well for me. I would have to say my favorite is still Luna, but this Martian might be good because it is good for oily to acne prone skin. I still do have little breakouts here and there, not mostly because I kiss Bo anymore, my dog, but at the end of the day I still do break out around the time of my period, so I would definitely save this for those times because in general my skin is quite dry and prone to dryness as a whole. Sunday Riley suggests that you can use this with your fingers, but in general I think toner works best when you apply it with cotton. I do find that toners clarify a little bit better when applied with cotton as opposed to fingertips, where it can just sit on the surface unevenly. Last but not least, I do have this Rich Kid coconut oil gel, and this is a really interesting product. Now, I have been wearing my hair up a lot, as you can see, because I'm really unhappy with the way that my hair is cut and colored. Right now, the length is just probably the biggest problem because I have bangs that are at a really awkward length, and I just really have been uninspired when it comes to my hair. Now, this product is supposed to give you hydrated, lived-in hair. That's really trendy right now, and I find that for some reason I can't seem to style my hair the way all those famous Instagrammers have done. Maybe I need to just practice some more, but honestly my hair has just been very unruly and completely uncooperative. So I'm excited to give this a try. Once I shower tonight, I'm just going to toss this into my hair after towel drying it while it's still damp. And I am obsessed with all things coconut lately. I had coconut gelato every day when I was in London last week, and I just can't seem to stop myself. Coconut crisps, all that, it's just coconut everything. Now, I can pick up on the alcohol content in this formula, but I love that the coconut fragrance is present. It's not sweet, it's not cloying, it's not milky in any way, so I love it. It's nicely well balanced. Now again, all these products are new at Sephora, so I hope I inspired you to give something a try. I always like to switch things up when it comes to the seasons. Now that it's cooling down a little bit, even though it's still warm, I feel like a lot of these are really good transitional summer to fall products. So if you decide to be adventurous and splurge on something new, hashtag using the pound sign new at Sephora and tag at Sephora on Instagram. But if you have something urgent that you need to ask me on Twitter or Instagram so that I can get back to you that way the fastest. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.